Yo, 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 yo. You already know. It's me. It's Sentai Gold Double SG. And I'm in here with Shola.
Yes, I'm here at Slick Shola, man. I'm the man with the plan. I'm the man who understands, and we're about to kick it off, man. We're keeping it wavy over here, man.
Keeping it wavy, keeping it lit, keeping it right now. It's gonna be a strange one. It's just us.
It's just the dynamic duo, man. It's just the one who started it all. But I mean, we're gonna do our thing. I mean, I really don't know where Rock is. I mean, Caleb had to step out. Both of them might be sleeping or dead.
Free State said, because this is Free State's crib, and he said, I'll leave it unlocked. I gotta step out for a second. He has not responded to my text. That was a while ago.
Yo, Rock didn't respond to the group chat. Nobody came back with food. I'm hungry.
Yo, I was honestly thinking of hitting him up and asking for food, but he not responded at all.
That's what I was saying.
So food is clearly a dub. But nah, I mean, it's just the two of us. But hey, it is what it is. We gonna get it.
Yeah, man. I mean, hey, this is my best friend right here. So you know, where the conversation is gonna keep flowing like we normally do, man. And we have a couple different topics to talk about this week. You know, we are on air. You know, if you didn't know, this is TCO on air, and Kanye West cannot stop wilding. All right, bro. So listen to this. Kanye West was walking through the streets of Chicago, waiting for the train and all. This man was mad. He said, "Yo, I got something to get off my chest. Let me wait for the train, though." And then he went back to continue to rant because he has smoke for Drake, Tyson Beckford of all people, and Nick Cannon, because they all had snide remarks to make towards Kanye West's wife Kim Kardashian. And Drake really didn't have any remarks at all. I mean, that's sort of what the smoke was with Drake in particular, because Drake did not deny those rumors about the fact that it's possible that Kim K and Drake might have slept together. What do you think about that, bro?
It's hilarious because you know, first of all, I'm not a rumor guy. I don't put stock in rumors. I don't even spend time on rumors. Because I mean, when you think about the Drake and Kim rumor came out that Drake may have slept with Kim, it came out because of a tweet that went viral that read really deep into
it was tweets. One of those fan theories, just like, right, you know, Rugrats gone deep or whatever.
And I'm surprised it got so popular that Kanye is speaking on it. One, because I just ignore shit like that, because like I said, I don't put much stock in it. I don't waste time with stuff that has no weight to it.
I'm saying, and there was that tweet did go viral, but like I said, bro,
a lot goes viral.
People were talking about that. I had alluded to that before too, because there's a lot of different things that were connecting the dots, and then, you know, it just seems very likely, bro. And that's sort of why the tweet went viral. And then I feel like Kanye sort of like saw that, you know, it was kind of bubbling, you know, and then he was like, "Is Drake not gonna say nothing?"
But see, that's my problem. No. Drake is not going to say anything, because if you haven't noticed, Kanye West, you guys are not friends right now, and I just don't understand how he doesn't understand that. Drake has been talking hella shit about Ye for what feels like in the entire summer, and he has not stopped
for the latter half of the summer. I mean, it's been going on,
right? And Ye is still somehow like, I can't believe that my boy wouldn't deny the rumors that started on Twitter. One, I can't believe you're acknowledging the rumors from Twitter. Two, I can't believe that you are not aware that Drake does not like you. That is so weird to me. I just don't understand that. But it is what it is. Something's wrong with him, clearly.
He's really trying to make it seem like, hey, like, you know, Drake, all love to the OVO camp. And I would say, like, it reminds me of someone who, like, of a fan who, like, tries to hang out with the band after their set, like, hey man, great set, and then the artist is just kind of like, yeah, like that's cool, and then that person like goes home and DMs the same band like, yo, great set, like, I think you guys are amazing, and like they get no response. Then they go on Twitter and then they're like, hey man, that band's amazing, and then that band never says anything, and then like 2 weeks later it's like, yo, so and such band is such a dick, like it's like, dude, that person never actually fucked with you.
They never fucked with you. And in this case, he did fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? A lot has gone on between y'all two, and Ye has pretty much ignored that. He really came out in an interview and said he denies having anything to do with leaking information to Pusha T. And I don't believe that. I have no reason to believe that. I don't even understand why he thinks we would believe that. And then Drake ignored that too. Yeah, because Drake doesn't believe that.
He definitely doesn't believe it, bro.
There's no reason to believe that. Nobody has any reason to go, you know what, maybe he didn't. Who else?
Here's the thing. Even if Kanye West didn't say to put like, hey, Pusha T, like, I got this dirt, like you could use this, it's still negligence on Kanye West's part as an executive,
right,
to sort of leave that information sort of out there in such a volatile time. Like, if you run a camp, right, and people in your camp are sort of volatile to like another person that you're also associated with,
right,
then as a boss and as a chess player, you have to sort of understand how to position yourself in a way that protects your team and also your affiliates.
Right.
So in a way, Kanye West is still a failure.
Right. Like no matter what, you were completely negligent.
He definitely has the right to be mad at you.
Completely negligent no matter what. Like, this is your fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is your fault. Like, it felt, because there was a relationship between these two artists, and now there is not, because you clearly misstepped and have taken no responsibility in that light. But you're like, every chance you get, you're like, yo, it's all positivity, it's all love, and it's all, bro, take responsibility for the wild shit that you do, for the snake shit that you do. I'm all for the positivity and the crying in the interviews and apologizing, sort of. But come on, Ye. I'm not buying that. As far as the other, who else was he?
It was Tyson Beckford. I don't know. Oh, that was kind of funny. I don't know, because Kim K had actually clapped back on him, saying like, we all know what you think about her surgeries. Like, we all know what you think, because like, we know you don't roll that way or something like that. But then it was funny. Because Kim K actually responded to like Nick Cannon too, talking, I think, or she had said something like nothing happened, or like, I know like Nick Cannon like was like dating Kim K at one point for like a brief moment or something like that. But at the end of the day, I think like the whole Nick Cannon, he basically just brought her up in conversation.
Right.
Like, he wasn't being like
malicious necessarily,
derogatory towards her, because the conversation apparently was about like some plastic surgery, and then he just said like, hey, I was with Kim, like she has plastic surgery, blah blah, that kind of thing. I think Kanye West. Okay, this is my major point about this situation specifically, right? Kanye West is being, and he's done this before too with Wiz Khalifa, which is a legendary moment, but he goes to bat to protect his family and his wife, which any normal man would do,
right?
But my problem, and sort of like the realization that I had about this whole situation, is that Kanye West is getting upset that people are talking about his wife, but his wife put herself in a position where she is going to be relentlessly talked about. Now I'm not a person who thinks it's okay to slut shame, or no. I don't think anyone should be demonized for anything that they choose to do with their own bodies or their own life.
You heard that here? Definitely. I don't want it. I think, because I feel the same way. I feel like she's one of the most talked about people in the world, and she makes money
based off the fact that people talk about her and her brand,
right,
which happens to be her.
So I'm, and I don't want people to think that I'm, it's like, oh, I'm saying, like you said, slut shaming. It's not about the fact that, I'm not saying people should say whatever they want about her, but the fact that people are talking about her shouldn't even upset you. And especially now, Nick Cannon's response, I don't know where this was, but I saw a quote that he was just like, I'm going to talk about whoever I want. Now, yeah. It's like when you dedicate this much of your career to comedy, yeah. Nobody's you know what I'm saying? Nobody tells, and I'm not trying to put Nick Cannon and like, you know what I'm saying, Cat Williams or Nick Cannon and Kevin Hart in the same sentence, but nobody tells, you know what I'm saying, stand-up performers to not talk about certain people.
Right.
It's distasteful. They're up there to do that, to make light of certain things, to make jokes of everything. So it's like,
and Nick Cannon,
I'm not a fan of. Yeah, he's a comedian. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not anything else. He damn sure not a rapper. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not a fan of anybody who gets offended by, you know what I'm saying? When they was going at, because Deezus and Mero, they're content creators, but they're comedians. You know what I'm saying? And that's why Envy was looking so bitch when he was mad at them for being comedians. They done made fun of everybody. And you took you know what I'm saying? Like,
you're talking about my wife.
Because if you really had an issue, you could have, you know what I'm saying? You had their number. You could have hashed it out. You could have had a conversation. But also, they're comedians. Like, how do you look getting upset at comedians for doing their job? Like, you can't take the smoke.
No one goes, like, you never hear artists going up to, like, going on Twitter being like, DJ Envy, don't you ever play my record again? Like, don't you ever speak, like, don't you ever think you could talk about my records? Like, because that doesn't make sense.
If you do that, you soft.
It doesn't make sense
at all.
Like, it's just crazy.
And it's just, there's, not even that there's no such thing as bad publicity, but being talked about anywhere is more good. There's more good than harm.
I think, especially, and even if someone's like talking bad about you, like when people like talk about you, discussions are being had, that opens up like wider discussions across the board.
Right.
So it's like,
and first of all, honestly, there is an entire sex tape of Kim and Ray J that is still available on the internet.
I think
nothing is going to damage her image at this point.
True.
At all.
I mean, she is a mother, but at the same time, she's still Kim Kardashian, the woman who got famous off a sex tape. That's
what I'm saying. It's like, it doesn't matter what they say, what they talk about. Everything about her has been said already.
Yeah.
Honestly,
she's been in the limelight. She's been handling a negative criticism. People have been talking about her. It's going on
as long as she's been famous.
It's been like almost 10, 15 years. Like, I was watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians when I had to be like 11, 12 years old, bro.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, it's not unheard of for her to be the topic of conversation. And it's not, first of all, maybe I need to rewatch Wild 'N Out. I need to find it, but I'm sure that's not the first time Nick Cannon said something about Kim K. And that's probably not even the worst thing he said about Kim K. Honestly. So my Ye is sensitive.
And he's sensitive because he knows he's in a vulnerable position right now. So he's trying to sort of, basically, I think that whole situation was basically him trying to sort of like grab the reins, like right now with the whole Chicago interview and this call out to Drake and the whole Watch the Throne 2 and picture of Beyonce and Jay-Z looking scared in the corner as Ye's taking a picture of them in the limousine
talking about family. That picture funny, bro. It's funny, I didn't look at it the way you said that. So it's the picture, whose Instagram was it? Was Ye's Instagram. Yeah. He's posting on Instagram a lot more now, and it was the picture of Beyonce and Jay-Z in the car. Beyonce is smiling, Jay-Z is not smiling. He a New York nigga, I don't expect to smile, but he got this face on where it's kind of like they're like crouched in the back of the vehicle, like they're not trying not to get close to him, so it really looks like they're scared of him, and it's hilarious.
And I'm saying, like, he's doing all this to sort of like try to like pull in the narrative again,
right?
About like he wants to be in everybody's good graces, and he wants everyone to, sort of like view upon him and his brand favorably. And at the end of the day, I can understand that,
definitely,
but
that makes sense.
I don't think. I mean, it's just like I don't necessarily know if like we buy it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't.
it's like, we get it, Ye, but at the end of the day, like, you fucked up, bro.
Literally, like point blank.
Like, this is all on you. And I can see, if I was him, I would be trying to backpedal as well.
Right.
But it's not that. But we don't necessarily have to accept it and take him all that seriously.
Right. I mean, yeah. It's not. I don't care that you're offended by somebody talking about. Yeah, it makes sense. Defend your wife. All due respect, 100%. But I just feel like he could have been defending his wife. It's not. This is not the worst thing that's been said about her by anybody.
And the thing is, it's like if he was really gonna, if he's gonna, like, it's just, I can see being like, hey, like, she's not no Instagram hoe anymore. Like she's my wife. Like, you guys can't just be talking crazy about her and act like I'm not gonna say nothing. But the other thing about that is that he kind of, when he does that, he kind of exposes his bluff too, because it's like, for Kanye West, everyone knows that he's not no street nigga. He's not gonna really pull up. He's the same type of person who's like, yo, let's have a meeting with Steve Jobs. Like, I want to clear all social media. Like, let's make peace with everyone. Like, nobody should have their likes on display.
That'd be the funniest part about it. You know what I'm saying? You make this little rant video and it start off hella aggressive, and then at the end he's like, just call me. And I'm like, he's like, yo, I can't believe you would do this and you would let this run and you're not about to talk about my wife. Just talk to me. Have a conversation with me. Text me back, Drake. It's like, bro, like, what?
Yo,
what happened to all the you was coming with it at the beginning of the video?
He said, hold up, let me wait for.
But you really just missed this nigga, like, like yo. And what kind of I feel like a lot of things Ye does is because Kim isn't. It's like, you better say something.
Facts.
Like,
but I'm saying, it's like, yeah, all these people are talking about me, and then like he jumps to bat. But I feel like it just sort of comes with it, bro. Like, you married
the most talked about woman in the world.
You married like a glorified like supermodel. Like you married like an adult film, like a softcore porn star, basically. And like, you mad that people are talking about Kim K, like I was she was doing that, and I was. It's like, hey, that's just. I mean, I'm not saying I justify that, but it's not really like Ye's about to run up on someone. So
he's not.
I mean, I guess he did his job as a man.
This is my thing too. Like, for him to make a whole video ranting and put it on Instagram, but then also in the same video be like, you could have just called me. What? You made a public angry video. And at the end, you said you could have just communicated with me like a healthy person, but you didn't communicate like a healthy person either. So what? Because I know you got Drake number.
Facts.
You might not have Nick Cannon's number, but I know you can get it. I know you can get in contact.
Nick Cannon can be very easily accessible.
Literally. So it's like, bro, like, you could have reached out and been like, I didn't like that you said that. But you made an angry video as if you were actually addressing the people who were spreading the rumor.
Really?
But you were, you know what I'm saying? Like, you were addressing the people who were talking about what had been said. But really? you are in the same.
This was a social media post for social media.
Literally. And it's Drake, so ironic.
Nick Cannon and Tyson Beckford just happen to be the scapegoats. But this is Ye. This is Ye trying,
because he can't handle that. He can't handle social media. Because listen, like I said, people have been talking about his wife forever. But now that social media is so big, it carries so much weight.
And this also,
he doesn't know what to do.
I feel like this has to do with why Kanye West is all of a sudden going on this social media campaign as well. Because he's saying like, oh, we shouldn't have all likes on Instagram. We shouldn't be talking about followers. That's like wearing the size of your dick on a t-shirt.
Right.
He's saying this because he's the person who's getting exposed on social media right now.
He's the person who's too insecure to deal with social media right now. So he wants social media to conform to make him feel better. But the internet, as far as I'm concerned, I see the internet as the Wild West. I see the internet as anything goes for the most part. And it should pretty much be that way. I couldn't imagine an internet, you know what I'm saying, that wasn't that way. because that defeats the purpose of it. In my opinion,
people are trying to control it, but I mean, I'm all for the Wild West of the internet too. And I think someone made an interesting point on Twitter where someone was saying like, "Yo, you shouldn't have. It's like having your whole bank account on display." He was saying like it has like wearing the size of your dick on your T-shirt or whatever. But someone responded to Ye and said, "Well, what are you gonna do if someone's making more money than you in real life?"
Right.
What are you gonna do if you see that nigga and he packing, he muscly and he got the hose and you clearly don't? What are you gonna do then, bro? It's real life.
I mean,
you in the club right now.
I'm for if you were able to hide your follower count. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, who cares? Like, that's really what you spending time on?
I mean, and I do kind of understand where he's saying like the social media for me is like, I don't necessarily think that back when we were on social media, bro, when we were like back in the MySpace days or even earlier when, it wasn't as crazy and it wasn't as mainstream, really. Like if you are an internet nigga, you really weren't a mainstream nigga.
Right.
Like niggas were still just watching TV 8 hours a day. If
right.
you were on the internet for 8 hours a day, you were just a different type of nigga.
Facts. You were a recluse.
You were just different.
You know what I'm saying? You were separated. But now that's where the world is.
And now
because that's another, with phones and stuff, like, it's not like because before being on the internet was sitting at home on the computer. Now being on the internet is literally just opening up your phone, your device that you are carrying with you everywhere. That's all it is now.
And so to that point, I think like for people like your younger sister, my younger sister, like
who are being raised in that,
I can understand why that's a different type of concern. I'm all for like, actually keeping like a little bit of restrictions on kids when they're going on the internet,
definitely.
Checking what they're looking at,
definitely
saying like, hey, you can only have a Facebook until you're this old. I mean, because you really don't want. I don't necessarily want my little sister, 8 years old, watching a video of a dog getting beaten to death, screaming out on Twitter. I don't want her to be exposed to that type of bullshit. No, that's a fact.
My little sister is really only, what I'm saying, she got Facebook. How old is Mackenzie? Man, I don't even know how old my sister is.
She's like, what, like almost 15?
She just turned 15, I think. She pretty much only used Instagram. She made a Twitter, but she got off that real quick because even she knew she was like, she's out of her depth. And she should know that. And she, like, I don't, I'm saying, I'm not going to want my kids to be on, social media until a certain age where it's like, it's the wild, wild west. I wouldn't send my kids into the wilderness. I wouldn't send them into the internet like that.
We be sharing in the group chat, bro.
That's stuff
it's not even public.
And that's stuff that kids are going to make their way to one way or another, but it's through the internet. You know what I'm saying? If you got 5 kids and one of those kids got Twitter, the group chat is going to be crazy. Facts. That's it. That's all it takes. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's just you have to deal with it or don't be on it. Straight up, just turn it off.
Yeah, I mean, and I think, and I do like Kanye West as a conversation piece because he gets to show people like the pressures of being a father,
right?
The pressures of growing up in a social media age, growing up in a hypersexualized age,
right?
Where everybody has something to say, and every girl over the age of 18 talking about some PayPal in bio. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like
literally.
and it is getting wild out here, and I think and to a certain extent there's a song on Kanye West's new album that sort of talks about that, where he's like, niggas is players until they get daughters. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're all sort of like trying to figure out how to navigate, this new social media age that we're in, and I respect it, but at the same time, also you got to understand, like Kanye West, like, you're just dealing with what everybody else is dealing with, so
right. So it's not like you're,
to you, but also, you got to humble yourself in a way as well.
Indeed,
that's how I feel about that. Now,
suck it up, Kanye.
Facts.
Pause.
Because we all have to pause. And the next, talk about sucking it up.
Pause.
Yo, Cat Williams. Okay, so this is funny because Cat Williams is the type of person who he wants all the smoke.
Right.
For the fact that basically Hollywood essentially blackballed him from the industry in a way because he didn't want to conform to it. And he's still successful in his own right. But he also has a lot of bitterness as he moves forward in his career, because he was basically on top at one point in comedy, and he was, sort of self-made in a way. Mm-hmm. And then, he sort of had to watch himself sort of fall from grace. He was on a morning show in Atlanta. I can't remember the name of it. Maybe it was V103 or Wanda Sykes or something. I can't really remember. But he went on there bragging about, he has 2.4 million tickets sold. He owns all his content. He is the king of comedy. Fuck Tiffany Haddish. He even went at the...
Yeah, I heard he was going off about Tiffany Haddish.
Yo, he had smoke for Tiffany, bro. That was funny.
You know what, though? So what he was saying about Tiffany, though, was... I'm trying to remember. What he was saying was...
Well, he basically played the colorism card. Like, he was saying that, like, she was a pretty light-skinned girl. She, sort of, like, fit the industry standard. So they sort of fast-tracked her to stardom.
She did get fast-tracked.
When,
she did.
Like, there were other black-skinned, dark-skinned comedians or, like, women that Cat Williams was supporting and brought on the road who didn't get as much shine as Tiffany. Which, yes... I'm actually not even gonna deny that.
I won't deny that either. I won't deny that she was fast tracked. I won't. I never really saw her. I didn't even thought she was that light skinned. I didn't even thought she really fit generic beauty standards. But for me, it was always. Well, for me, one of the things that he said that that resonated with me was about. She's not really that funny. And what he said, I think what he said, she had to stand up. Like a recent stand-up? Like, does she have a comedy special? No.
Not that I've seen.
The only stand-up I think she did, was it, All Deaf Comedy or whatever. Mm-hmm. She did the, what's it called? Why am I blanking on it? Def Jam Comedy, man. Which one? She was on the original show.
Okay.
And... that's it. That's all I remember. And then she's just been fast tracked in the movies in the course of like what, a year?
It's been like a year.
And
she has a household name at this point.
Right. Like and they've been, she's been getting accolades but it's like she's kind of female Kevin Hart. And Kevin, I'm tired of Kevin. Like, I get tired of Kevin real quick. He has a very repetitive formula of, what I'm saying, then all his movies come out and all his movies feel like they're in the same universe because what I'm saying, like it's like a Kevin Hart cinematic because they're all so similar. And now it's a movie coming out with him and her. You know what I'm saying? As fast as he comes out with movies, as fast as she became famous, of course she ended up in a Kevin Hart movie.
Right. And that movie does feel like very manufactured.
Right.
And like, I respect Kevin Hart.
It feels like a straight to Netflix film, but honestly, Netflix be having better quality than that sometimes.
Facts. And I like Kevin Hart, and like we watched him literally go from the clubs to the small indie films that no one watched.
Right.
To, him being on Netflix and then exploding. And so it's like, so when you see Kevin Hart go on interviews and say that and have smoke for Cat Williams, that's because, first of all, Cat Williams went at Kevin Hart first. If we don't remember back when he was going through his cracked out meltdown,
Cat does not like Kevin.
When he was in the fur coat by the private jet plane.
Right. Cat Williams has a lot of the stuff Cat Williams is going at Tiffany for is the same shit he was saying about Kevin.
Facts.
He doesn't like either of them.
And that's coming from a place of bitterness, honestly.
Because he could be, he doesn't need to do that.
No. And I mean, he's sort of pulling like the Eminem and sort of like, he's like not great. He's not gracing, well in his old age. And then he's also, sort of like lashing out for like, not for feeling like he's not as far as other people in his career when he is successful in his own right. But it's just like, bro, like you can just be humble. I think a lot of days, like a lot of people should just be humble.
Yeah. And a lot of people are. Tracy Morgan is very humble.
Fact.
But Tracy Morgan, you know what I'm saying, is Tracy Morgan.
No one's gonna deny what Tracy Morgan's done. No one's gonna deny how great 30 Rock was.
Cat Williams is in the same way that, you know what I'm saying, that Cat Williams is the only comedian who's just been like, I mean, Mike Epps doesn't like Kevin either for reasons unknown. But they like he just be on some like shit talking. I don't remember what it was from earlier this year. It was like he literally commented on something just to be an a-hole about it, and I don't remember what I'm trying to remember. But every time, Kevin is funny because every time he gets somebody talk shit about him, his response is like sort of trying to be the bigger person, be the adult.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying, like, you are so bitter. You know, we can just both succeed. And then Mike Epps was just like, shut the fuck up. Like, that was like he just doesn't care.
But the thing is, okay, but Kevin Hart went off. Like, he in the calm, gentlemanly way that he does,
right?
But he went on air saying Cat Williams talking about he sold 2.4 million and he owns all his shit. He was like, that is all bullshit. Kevin says this. He goes, I am a superstar, like, in my own right,
right?
Respectively speaking,
Kevin Hart,
and I have
is a
sold
superstar.
1.3 million tickets sold. Cat Williams saying that he's doing double than me doesn't even make sense. Because that just doesn't even make sense.
It doesn't. It just does. Cat Williams doesn't have to compare himself to Kevin Hart.
No,
to be Cat Williams, he's Cat Williams. And what also, I'm so tired of these old folks doing this to themselves because it's pointless
and it looks bad.
It does look bad, and I feel like Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish might be the mumble rap of comedy.
Facts. Because
if you're young, you can appreciate that they're different. You can appreciate that they move different. But if you're an old person, if you're an older comedian in comedy, you might be inclined to do what Cat Williams is doing, which is what Eminem is doing, which is like, well, because I'm gonna shun the new generation because I feel like they don't deserve what I've worked for. And they might be, and things have changed. Kevin Hart turned, you know what I'm saying? He turned it around fast.
Like, yo, you didn't play the game like I played the game,
right? But they didn't have to.
Like, you can't be mad at us. Like, this is
progressing.
This is generational, and this goes across every field.
Yeah,
you can't be mad at the next guy, like from a different generation, for not playing the same game that you played. When the game is just different, it's not even the same. Game.
That's a fact. That's really, it is generational, and it does apply to everything. It's like, why would I go out of my way? I think he said he's talking about how when he first spoke about Kevin Hart, he's saying comedy comes from pain, and he was like insinuating that Kevin hasn't been through shit, or Kevin is just happy and that's not funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, so Cat and Mike Epps feel that Kevin Hart is just not funny. Which is, you know what I'm saying, that's fine. That's your opinion. But I don't particularly think Mike Epps is that funny. So it's like, that's your opinion, but it's like you're kind of purposely using that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, Mike Epps is a funny one because he's one of those people who's like, you get on an interview and you're like super positive about everything and about life until you're not when it comes to people in your field. And that's super strange to me. And it definitely, it would have to be generational. You know what I'm saying? You're upset that people are playing the game differently, receiving the accolades. Nobody's, you know what I'm saying? I just don't think you're funny. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's selling all these tickets because somebody does. You might not, but somebody does. And that ain't got shit to do. And Kevin Hart even said that. You know what I'm saying? My success don't have shit to do with your failure. No. Straight up. I don't even know why you bringing me up. I'm succeeding regardless. You don't even have to bring it up.
No,
it's not doing nothing for you.
No, it makes you look worse.
Like, literally, because now it looks like you looking for excuses. Now it looks like you're like, man, I had to do all of this. I would have been there if I had. You know, it's like, nah, don't even do that. You don't even have to do that. And so now Tiffany Haddish is getting the same smoke for the most part from Cat. And is there, and I will acknowledge like the colorism in the industry, but yeah, you also, and I can also identify with the fact that like I don't think she's that funny, but
I think it is kind of uncouth that, you know, he is like the way he comes about it makes it seem like it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with like him like crusading for colorism,
right?
And more so that he's just being bitter,
exactly.
That like his acts didn't recoup
what
he put in. You feel me? And also, I just want to say, like, I'm so like for people who get bitter at like the younger generation, it's like, yes, I understand like putting in your time. But you can't be mad at someone for not wanting to spend 5 years on the road eating Taco Bell.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
you didn't want to do that,
right? Like,
if you could have done anything else, you literally would have. And these people can do something else, and now that they're being successful at that, you're mad, dude. You did not want to spend 5 years eating Taco Bell. That's why you're 40 now, mad. Don't you understand that? It's like,
and it's crazy that it's just crazy, man.
Dude, it's like, cause it's just mad because like these older generation people are just so bitter and upset that the game has changed. But really, what they are is it's just like, for lack of a better word, it's just penis envy that they didn't get to have technology when they were coming up because they would have millions and millions of dollars when they were 23 as well.
That's a fact,
dude. And it's like, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry that you didn't get it, but you just have to accept what you get. Enjoy 40,
right? Accept where you
play
are.
Some golf, buy you some designer, and just shut the fuck up and just eat food.
That's
with
a
your
fact.
daughter.
Buy you some designer. Shut the fuck up.
Shut up.
But keep roasting Wanda Smith because that was hilarious. That shit. Apparently now, so in the same interview he roasted Wanda Smith, but it seemed like to me, she was kind of coming at him, and he was just like, "Don't do that. You don't want to do it." And
and that's how he in that interview though he did show that he was the GOAT because he really did just start going off
quick,
on her.
going off. Now
that was so funny.
After the interview, and I just pulled it up. There were headlines. Cat Williams claims local radio host's husband pulled gun on him at comedy club.
I heard that.
So, Smith's husband, Wanda's husband, says he told police that he did chase Cat into a nearby supermarket, but he did not point a gun. According to the police report, he said his gun had merely fallen out of his waistband. Bro. So he roasted wife on the radio show. That's what she gets. She should have just sat there and ate her food. And then you chase him into a supermarket and your gun falls out of your waistband. Bro,
listen here, bro. Okay, so this is just a fact in life, right? Cat Williams and I are the same size,
right?
We don't fight. I don't fight, at least.
No, didn't Cat Williams fight that little boy that one time? Didn't he?
Sixth grader, nigga.
Didn't he get washed?
He got washed.
He did get washed by a sixth grader.
He tried to fight Beanie Siegel entourage.
Oh my god.
Beanie Siegel's a New York nigga.
Cat Williams wants all the smoke. I need the all. Man, what was that fighting game? Def Jam.
Oh yeah, I think it's like some like that.
The fucking Def Jam. Fighting game, bruh. We need that. Yeah. I need that shit back, but I need it. I need Cat Williams. He got to be agile.
But what I was saying is like, look, if when I give, when
Def Jam
when
fight for New York.
When I move how I move, when I go to the club, I'll do one of two things. I'll have my niggas with me.
Facts.
Or I'll keep my switchy on me, nigga, because that's just how I roll. That's how I move.
That's how you should, because you little.
Also, I'm just a nice guy. I keep my alliances tight, so that way I don't have to have smoke with nobody.
Right.
And if the nigga really gonna get the smoke, then my squad is gonna squad up, because we just do what we do. Which actually brings us to the next topic, because Russ tried to do what he do, but he made himself look like a damn fool. Because listen, and this is my opinion. If people have something different to say, I would love to know, because this is how I like to move personally, bro. If in fact niggas had to do what it do, and you needed to squad up on a nigga, I wouldn't be I wouldn't be remiss to jump someone because, like I said, I'm like 5'5". I don't really weigh that much. I don't really go to the gym. I like to go down the street and skateboard. That's what I do.
Right.
I'm not about to squabble up 1-on-1 with some nigga who's 6'3". Like I'm just not gonna do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, I'm just not gonna find myself to get washed. But what I'm also not gonna do though is if I had to jump someone, if I had to protect myself, or if I had to get goons on somebody because he was talking about my baby sis or something like that, something crazy. Which if it had to happen like that, we would take care of it. I'm not going to go on the Breakfast Club the next day talking about, yo, they know what time it is. Everybody know it. Because, dude, you don't look tough having to. Because if you have to do what you have to do, you don't get accolades for that.
Right.
Like, and someone was saying somewhere that, like, Russ is Italian, so he's coming from, like, this Italian background where
I don't want to hear that shit.
Goons.
I don't want to hear that shit at all. Russ is too bitch to squabble up by himself. But he talks so much shit. It's so annoying. First of all, I'm not with this new rapper shit where this is like somebody do, what I'm saying, they don't like you, let's jump them. It's so annoying. You know what I'm saying? What's the llama boy name?
PNB
Rock. Jumping Lil B because Lil B don't like you. Rap. You're a rapper. Rap, nigga. Rap. Niggas want to get into the fisticuffs. Rap.
And it wasn't serious.
Because I don't want to be hypocritical because I still think MGK and Eminem should just squabble up. But this, if you're not going to fight them 1-on-1,
why jump?
Why? You know what I'm saying? You soft now. But even then, now it's like y'all premeditated plan, got people together to beat somebody up because they don't like you. You're a bitch, bro. You look bitch.
He looks bitch, and he looks bitch two ways, right? Because here's the thing.
Man bun. No, I'm playing. Nah, go ahead.
Facts, but he can't dress for shit.
Russ can't dress. I'm not gonna hold you.
We need a whole 5th Brigade section.
We need a whole episode 4 should just be like just fuck Russ. And it's crazy because we'll just talk. We're gonna talk about episode 4. We're gonna talk about all the people who are talented, but they ruin it by just being trash.
Oh my!
They just be trash. And I kind of
like that Do It Myself John.
I love that Do It Myself John.
I thought that was actually.
No one told me. I was like, damn, fuck it, I do it myself. I fuck with that. I think that song is hard. I think he can make hard music, but he's so fucking pretentious and he's fake. Bro. He fake. Nobody else makes music where they have to remind you how much. It's just. Bro, I never forget. I tried to bump that new shit.
Tyler the Creator made a whole symphony with Hans Zimmer, nigga. He on Flower Boy. Made all those arrangements, all those strings.
And not once in the whole album did he feel the need to remind you that he did it.
Facts.
I never forget. I tried to listen to that new Russ, and he started. It was like the track 3, and I swear to God, he said, yo, this beat is hard. Shout out to me. I was livid. I was livid. Cause I had just finished talking about him like a day ago. Like, this nigga is always trying to big himself up. Like, you're not special because you produce it. You're not special. A lot of people do that.
A lot of producers are rapping, and a lot of rappers are producing their own beats.
You're not special.
Hardy, man. He been making his own
facts.
Beats. He never once thought it was sick that he was making his own beats.
Right, literally, it was. And honestly, most of the artists I met that make their own beats don't even put much stock in their own beats. They're just like, you know what I'm saying, like, I do this because I have to, or because I want to, or because I like the sound. They're not out here, you know what I'm saying? Like this, like Russ really thinks he's Ye or something.
Really,
and it's so annoying.
Like a super producer, and his beats be sounded just like everybody else's beats.
Yo, let's talk about it. He's kind of stagnant. Russ releases a lot of music, and every single album or every project to me has almost no replay value and only about two songs a piece that I will revisit.
Listen, man, Russ.
That means out of his whole discography, which isn't that long, there's about 4 songs that I actually want to hear.
Listen, man, Russ needs. Russ is just not that creative, man. Like, I'm sorry. And he is bitter that his career has not gone far. But the thing is, Russ is just not it, bro. Like, I like some of his songs.
Me too.
But he trying to make it seem like he is supposed to be on par with Lil Peep and Smoke Perp. I think Smoke Perp is honestly more creative than him.
You know what's crazy
Smoke
about
Perp is more creative than him.
Russ is one of those niggas who he does a lot of shit. He tries certain things, and nobody in his camp has told him that it's not it and it's not working. So he just keep doing it. And it's like there's certain parts, like I said, there's certain tracks that I'm like, yo, like the Do It Myself track, that style of like that's dope. I like when he does like that type of bounce music. But his singing R&B shit is garbage. And it ends up being about 50% of his album. It's garbage. It's not good. It doesn't sound good. It doesn't feel good. It's annoying. It's boring, and he's stagnant. I don't even know what the songs be about sometimes. I'm just like, yo, this just sounds like the other song.
Raheem told me that he was listening to that new Russ project. I told him to turn off that soft shit and play Lil Uzi Vert, New Paddock in a row, man. I literally, I'd rather listen to Uzi Vert for 6 minutes and replay that song 4 times in a row, which I literally did. Then listen to that
that's a long ass song too.
I listened to that song 4 times in a row.
I got off work and it was mad traffic, and so I was in the car for a minute. And when I got to the house, I was like, "This song is still on."
But the thing is, that nigga's still flowing as a motherfucker, man. What did he say? He said, Uzi Vert said, he said, I am an octopus, so I put water all over my tentacles. He went crazy.
That song is hard.
But shouts out to Uzi, man. I am literally an Uzi stan because I will be the first to say niggas in my camp really weren't even fucking with Uzi like that. But I'm saying, when you break down the lyrics, he's actually more lyrical than people get him credit for, and he does the melodies on top of it, which is why he's so hard. But back to Russ though, and we can finish it off and move on to the next topic. Hiring goons is like another L, because those niggas did not seem like they were with his quote unquote entourage. If you're with gang,
right,
and you and your gang do what you have to do, that is a different conversation entirely than you being too pussy to squabble up with someone, so you hire help.
Right. That's not the same.
Brag about it. That's 3 L's.
Yeah, that's nothing. You get bragging about it. It's
crazy.
That's not what happened. That's not crazy. The same, and you're wild for even trying. You know what I'm saying? You're wild. You're wilding, bro. That's not what happened.
I can't.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't. It's just.
It's nothing to be proud of, bro.
It's not. That's what I said. It's nothing to be proud of.
Doing what you have to do. If someone talking crazy about my baby sis, I'm gonna have to do what it do, because that's my baby sis. I'm not gonna let no rapper, nobody, pull a fast one on me and my family. But I'm gonna keep that on the low. The niggas who know are gonna know, and then that's gonna be it. Street cred is about the people who are in the streets. If you credit, you can't give yourself street cred.
That's the best way to put it, because
you look stupid.
Straight up. It just looks stupid. It looks stupid. It sounds stupid. I'm just tired of niggas going out of their way for that type of shit. Like what? Because he don't like you? Are you dead ass right now?
And here's the thing. And you know what's the funniest thing and the most hypocritical thing about this whole situation is that Russ is clout chasing.
Yeah.
And he has made a name for himself bashing people
who clout
because
chase.
He thinks that they're clout chasing.
It's literally, he does it a lot. He says that a lot. He said he loves calling people clout chasers. He loves it. So it's just so like bro, like that's what you do though. You continuously grasp for clout. You made it on Everyday Struggle just to complain and say that they were blackballing you from getting on Everyday Struggle, despite the fact that your stupid ass was sitting there right there at the, like, he basically got on Everyday Struggle to bitch and moan about trying to get on Everyday Struggle.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? If that's serious, why is you here?
And the fact of the matter is, he wasn't even blackballed. They just didn't fuck with you like
it literally, bro. Like, you're like, it's just so sad. It's so sad, bro, because he's talented.
Yeah, I kind of like that, John. Don't tell me I'm a fan. Wow. Russ, man.
But even then, that's not even from the new album. The new project, I think there was one song on the new project that stuck with me, but he's a cornball, bro.
But as a DJ, not saying I'm a DJ, but if I was a DJ, coming soon, and I wanted to play the new Russ track, I'm not gonna ruin my set by putting on a Russ John that I thought was pretty pumping and have some white girl come up to me talking about turn that shit off.
Right.
I can't suffer my own career from that, bro.
No, it's not.
I can't have somebody say, I can't have a fuck Russ chant when I'm trying to play Russ, because then I just make
and I can't imagine getting in the, you know what I'm saying, chilling at the house, you know what I'm saying, playing video games, throwing on some, I just don't want to listen to a guy suck his own dick over, you know what I'm saying, that's all he does. That's all he does. That's not creative. Talking about how creative you are is not creative.
It's not creative, no.
Straight up. If you have to keep reminding us, it's because you're not that creative.
Facts.
That's that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's straight up.
Being self-aware and being introspective sometimes doesn't equate to content.
It's not content.
And I've had to learn that myself in my own writing. That's just the truth. It's a hard pill to swallow, but talking about yourself sometimes doesn't equate to content.
I'm like, could you imagine if Travis Scott spent that much time trying to remind us that he was Travis Scott?
Oh my God.
Travis Scott is one of the few people in the game. We just talked about this. He's one of the few people in the game who just can't be replicated.
Honestly,
imagine if he just talked about that all the time.
If Travis Scott was just talking about who making the druggiest music, I would.
That's what I'm like.
I could never listen to a Travis Scott.
I'd just be like, all right, bro. Like, all right.
I could never listen to Travis Scott again. That would be crazy. Who's playing the druggiest music in the club? It's me.
That's your auto-tune voice? Okay. Yeah. I'm not opposed to it.
That's just my Travis Scott impression, man. I sound better on the record than that, bro. Trust me.
Yeah. I'm going to trust you.
Yo, let's talk about someone who has a better auto-tune voice than me, the GOAT Young Thug, who has released 2 projects recently. Okay, did you listen to Slime Language, bro?
I didn't make it all the way through it.
Like, so what did you think of that project before we talk about the new one?
For me, and I would have to take another listen to get like a full opinion on it, but for me, I'm inclined to say Old Thug. But when I say Old Thugger, Thug has a lot of music, and I think it's not as much music as some people have, but in the music that he has, there's a lot of variety, which leads me to lean towards certain Thugger. Excuse me. Which leads me to lean toward some aspects of Thugger's music and away from others. Mm-hmm. And I think when I look at Best Friend era Thugger, mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying, where I was like super wavy in the club, you know what I'm saying, I'm in the club sweating, you know,
and his music just slides.
Right. That was the height of Thug. That was like, you know what I'm saying, that was peak Thugger for me. Just like Dirty Sprite 2 and What a Time to Be Alive was like peak Future for me, when I really could just turn up. Thug has been very creative, and he's been trying a lot of different things sonically since that era of his career. Mm-hmm. So I don't feel the same way about the music, but it's like he's constantly evolving and trying new things, so I'm like constantly trying to keep up with where he's headed with it, you know. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to what's it called, slime language, it's like I can see where he's going. Also, matter of fact, what was the other one? Jeffrey.
Yeah,
My Name's Jeffrey.
Before that, I think
that one, I like that one a lot too. I like that project a lot too. And I think that project capped off a point in his career where he was like, all right, I'm going to try new shit. I'm going to try different flows. I'm going to try a different sort of vibe. But I'm fucking with this new shit. Mm-hmm. And I'm hoping that this is like his direction.
I think so. Right now, I think like Killer Mike has said it. I think I might have been watching like a Vice documentary or something. But Killer Mike was like, Atlanta's dope because it'll like burn. It'll like, you know, something will pop out from Atlanta, then it'll burn itself up in like 2 to 3 years, and then something new will come out.
Right.
And I would agree with that. Like, because think about what was popping off in Atlanta. It was what, Lil Yachty a couple years ago. It's like 2015.
Yeah.
It's like Yachty era, like Cardi era, kind of that type of thing. And that sound has kind of evolved into like its own thing. And now what's coming out, and this that I wrote my Medium Banana review on this, essentially was like this new Atlanta sound is like more, it's like still trap, but it's like it's like that trap influenced country John now, like with Gunna, Lil Baby, you know, Psy Baby, and like all these other types of artists,
all of Young Thug's kids.
Yeah, they're actually like embracing like the guitar beats, and then they're using their southern accent with melodies, so they literally sound like country rap. Like
right.
This is like country trap, literally almost as like a subgenre almost.
Right, and you could that's even present on Trav's joint with Yosemite.
Yeah, Yosemite.
That's very present on Yosemite, and that song is amazing.
Oh, that song goes hard.
That song is amazing. That song is super wavy. But now Atlanta is dope like that, where it's just like things just they don't just fizzle out, they don't just disappear, they just evolve very quickly there because of how much content actually comes out of Atlanta. So I mean, because QC, you know what I'm saying, the Migos dominated for as long as they could, but before their reign officially ended, QC had Yachty in the ring.
Right.
And then as soon as Yachty kind of fizzled out a little bit, QC had was already, you know, building Cardi's career, you know, but Atlanta's just always had this not newness to it, but like this creative pool.
Yeah.
You know?
Atlanta has a lot of, I mean, actually, because I was thinking about even trying to go down there and, you
just
know,
spend some time down there.
Yeah, no, because I have homies down there who, you know, they're doing like, you know, they're doing some wavy stuff down there. So I'm like, yo,
even, you know what, too, even before quality control started, you know what I'm saying, always having, if you really look at, you know what I'm saying, the I Love McConan, Sunny Digital.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like right before that, where they you know what I'm saying? That was like a whole era, but it was relatively quick if you look at it. If you look at you know what I'm saying, when we first started really getting Zaytoven, Sunny Digital, I Love McConan, who else to be working with Future? You know what I'm saying? Metro Boomin, DJ Esco. You know what I'm saying? Like they dominated, but it very quickly became sort of different in the course of about 2 years, and now we're to a point where they're still good and they're still, you know what I'm saying, they're still dope, but they're not the center of attention as far as Atlanta music anymore.
No, like, yeah, I wouldn't say Metro's like, not everybody's like checking for Metro like that, and me personally, I mean, I was getting sick of his beats, but you know, it's like,
me too.
The sound like quickly, you're right, like it's like a very quick evolution of sound,
right,
which I enjoy. Like I like Atlanta. You know, I think. Well, I was reading this on Twitter. What do you think about like Atlanta versus Florida right now? Someone said that Florida had the best year for music this year and last year, but I feel like that's not necessarily true. Like someone said that, and I could understand what they're saying. And it was Space Ghost Perp said this. He's like an underground artist, so.
He's been underground for a long time too.
Yeah, I mean, he's like an underground legend at this point. But I'm saying, like, I think that Florida has the attention like that Atlanta has. But if we're really doing the breakdown, like we're actually,
it's not that many of them in Florida.
I mean, yes, and a lot of them just sound like Kodak clones.
That much is true.
But Kodak has been locked up for half the year. He had his last joint was with X, but that was a year ago.
Right. So it's just the attention is there, but it's not like that much is actually happening.
It's actually happening, really.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's real.
What's that? All those new artists, Glock 9, LGP Pooty, I think his name is. They have a couple bops in the hood, but I wouldn't necessarily say that would mean that Atlanta hasn't had a better year.
Florida doesn't have much more going on than New York does at this point.
I would agree with that.
If we really want to look at, you know what I'm saying, because that was the conversation earlier this year, maybe even last year, like, you know what I'm saying, who was really winning. It wasn't the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? For the West Coast, we really pretty much looked to the same three people.
The West Coast is like trying to bubble, but I feel like its sound is just so unique to the West Coast that it could never really have a.
Well, I think the West Coast has like a quality over quantity thing, where we'll only get a few real big people out of there every once in a while, but we'll be confident in the fact that, you know what I'm saying, they make quality shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Vince Staples doesn't disappoint.
Yeah.
Kendrick doesn't disappoint. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know, YG doing his thing.
YG definitely doing his thing. Big ups to YG. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's okay that there's, because we, like you said, we're looking at Florida now and we just getting a bunch of Kodak clones. You know, even in Atlanta, we kind of getting a lot of Thugger clones right now.
True.
I'm even seeing a few A Boogie clones already. You know what I'm saying, in New York. So that doesn't happen on the West Coast. We don't get that from the West Coast.
True.
So that's their strength. I think there's more going on in Atlanta than anywhere else, but we're getting most of the stuff we get out of the West Coast is quality. And yeah, like I said, New York, if you really look at New York, compare it to Florida, you know what I'm saying, for the most part, it's, you know what I'm saying, a couple kids who pretty much kind of doing the same thing, right? And it's kind of the similar wave. You know what I'm saying? It's not overly exciting. It's just really not. I mean, when it's this many kids riding kind of the similar wave, then most of them are going to fizzle out and not make it to be in the conversation by next year. You know what I'm saying? You really want to talk about who's not. Really, people love to say, oh, 6ix9ine not going to be in the conversation. They're not going to be talking about. But it's really not him that should be worried. It's not 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine has already made it where he wanted. You know what I'm saying? He's already got a Nicki feature. He's already got a 50 Cent feature.
True.
6ix9ine at this point, he could rap for the rest of the year. He could drop maybe one more album and take a sabbatical for damn near half a decade and come back on some Tiger shit.
Facts.
He still could. At this point, he could.
That really.
But these other kids, they are the ones who should worry, and not because of content. People love to say, "Oh, if you don't have content, if you don't have substance, it's not gonna last. If you're not, you know what I'm saying, if you're not introspective, if you're not deep, it's not gonna last." That shit ain't true. If all your competition sounds like you, the most creative out of all of you are the only one that's gonna make it. Fact. Straight up. The rest of y'all are just gonna fall to the wayside, especially in an era where I feel like we've had so many legendary creators, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to, or not even just legendary, just so many niche creators. Like, you can't compare Kodak to Young Thug.
No.
You can't. You know what I'm saying? But they already both have so many clones. So many clones. And it's an obvious reason why, because they're so different. They're so different. You know what I'm saying? Like, even Gucci. You know what I'm saying? Gucci, of course, had a lot of clones, but Z Money is the only one that ever got any attention.
Gucci has so many clones.
Many clones.
There are Gucci clones out there, bro. You wouldn't even believe. Like, there are so many people who got their careers off of literally biting Gucci.
Literally,
it's crazy. There's a Speaker Knocker song that says rest in peace to Speaker Knockers, but in one of his songs he says Speaker Knockers has a lot of clones too. Nav takes a lot of influence from Speaker Knockers. He's dead now, but anyway, especially like in the whole auto-tune realm,
I can't stand
that.
But
in his song he said, "You better thank Mr. Guap, because if you didn't steal his flow, you gonna flop." So that's just the truth. That's
the truth. I mean, Z Money is the only like Gucci clone that's really
he writes
impactful
beats.
And he's honestly, isn't he signed by Gucci?
Yeah.
So it's not even like that was on purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't come out doing somebody else's shit and really expect. That's why I think of all the Thugger clones, I really, at this point, I'm feeling like Lil Baby is the one that's going to last. It's something about the way he goes about, the way he attacks his music. It's I feel like he's the only one where when I hear him, I'm like, this is Lil Baby.
I like Gunna's music, but I think Lil Baby might be a little more recognizable.
I think he is.
He attacks his flow a little different.
That's all it takes is that variation to separate himself from the rest of the clones. And now it's like, okay, there's potential in that.
That new song that he has with Gunna, go crazy.
Drip Too Hard.
Go.
Let me tell you about that track. So that track, I heard that track. It was my lunch break. I get an hour lunch. I went to the comic book store. You know what I'm saying? I just, I'll be picking up something to read. Go to Wendy's before going back to my job, playing Drip Too Hard. Now that day we had to dress business professional. You know what I'm saying? I got my blazer on. I got my tie. I'm in the drive-thru. I pull up and Shorty's like, oh, that's my song. I'm like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm bumping. I'm like, yeah, this song is nice. I've heard it 3 times at this point. I put it on, you know what I'm saying? I'm still listening to it. You know what I'm saying? When something's fresh, you keep hearing it. She's like bumping, staring at me. She wait for them to get the food. She just watching me. You know what I'm saying? She got just smiling or whatever. I'm like, all right, shorty hand me my food or whatever. Well, actually, no, before that, my fault. That's what it was. I'm waiting on my food. She's like, were you, I see you dripping right now. Where you going looking like that? I'm like, work. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like, I work, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna hold you. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I work on State Street. I work in the Kodak building. You know, like, it is what it is. It's whatever. So she flirted with me. You know what I'm saying? She gave me my food, man. I get back to my job. I opened up my 4 for $4 and the bitch forgot my sweet and sour sauce, bro. That shit, bro.
No.
That's not the craziest climax to the story, but I hate Wendy's nuggets without sauce. So, you know what I'm saying? Long story short, I was listening to Drip Too Hard. Bitch used that as an incline to flirt with me, and then fuck around and forgot my sauce. And if I see her again, it's on site.
She was admiring your drip, but she forgot the damn dip.
She was admiring my drip and forgot the sauce. You see the irony in that?
God damn.
You know what I'm saying? I'm out here saucy, but you can't even give me no sauce. You should quit.
Wow, that's crazy, bro.
I'm still tight about that because I really like, dog, like, if I don't have sweet and sour sauce in my Wendy's nuggets, my stomach really hurt when I eat them. That's like no bullshit. I can't eat it like that. And I don't know what it is, dog. I don't know what it is, but I hate them. I hate them without sauce, bro. Shit is whack. She ruined my day. But
yeah, I mean, but it shouts out to Young Thug and his clones,
and shouts out Z Money.
Shouts out Z.
The only Gucci clone I respect right now, Z Money. I'm telling you, Z Money is. It's like, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited for what's up and coming right now.
Yo, I feel like music's good right now. Like, we were talking about this in the chat, but I'm saying, like, I just want to hear this music like at the club. Like, a lot of clubs literally, like, it is not even just here either, bro. Like, we go all over. We've been to freaking Myrtle Beach. We've been to Maryland. We've been everywhere, on the East Coast at least. And a lot of these clubs, I mean, we don't go to strip clubs, so maybe that, but I mean, a lot of the clubs we be going to play anywhere. The same.
They play the same shit, or they play older shit.
And honestly, I've seen videos of people going to other nightclubs, and it's the same type of thing. Like, you go to the nightclub, they're playing the same generic, Kodak X song. They're playing the same Drake song, same Travis shit with Quavo, and it's like, I want to go to a club. Like, I like house parties as much as the next guy,
of course.
But there's a unique energy in those, college parties and that type of thing. But something about going to, like, it would be nice to be able to go to a club and hear that Z Money drop and just watch the people go crazy. Right. Like, cause the thing is, the difference between like going to like a college party and going to like the club is like, when you go to the club, you're guaranteed like a lot of motherfucking people are there. Right. So when the dance floor is just dense and it's 1 o'clock, and you drop that, that Z Money, you drop that new splurge.
You know what he need?
Popping on World Star.
You know what he need?
That's crazy.
He need Drake, because Drake gave me Block Boy JB. You know what I'm saying? And I fuck with Block Boy heavy. I don't. He got this. You know what I'm saying? That Southern energy. You know what I'm saying? Just that Black Boy magic, that happiness to his music. You know what I'm saying? And the shit bang, the shit rock. You know what I'm saying? And you could tell he enjoys it. You know what I'm saying? I got Look Alive, and I was like, what? Because I didn't even know who the Shoot Dance was. You know what I'm saying? Because you never hear the full song. You just see somebody doing it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I look into the Shoot Dance, and then the next day Look Alive come out, and now I'm looking through his whole discography, and I'm realizing all his shit jumping. You know what I'm saying? Like, and now you can hear Block Boy in the club.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It might only be like 2 songs, but that's that in that a feature with Drake usually gets you. That's that in, and some people don't need it. Some people, you know what I'm saying? Something like 6ix9ine, his shit just really went off.
Oh yeah, Gummo just became a smash.
It just became a smash. It was that hard, and he was in the club with no help. But so I mean, it's like there's potential for Z Money, and there's potential for other people who are up and coming to get into the club. But really, the problem with the clubs is the clubs. Right. You know what I'm saying? Even DJ Free State getting into the clubs where they like, oh, you gotta only this. To say somebody has to only play shit that's popular already is annoying.
For me, I guess we'll see, like, in the years to come when, I really start trying to get on the scene and see what happens. But I just want to try and, throw in songs that, I like, and then maybe people don't really know them, and then just see how it happens. Because I feel like a good DJ set should work both ways. Like, you should be playing the songs that everyone wants to hear, because no one wants to go to the club and hear a bunch of songs they don't know.
Yeah, I respect. That's true. That would be ass. That would be super whack. But at the same time, it'd be a lot of new shit that be popping that the club won't play because it hasn't reached number 1. It hasn't reached top 10 yet.
Exactly.
That's whack. Because when What a Time to Be Alive came out, and the radio couldn't stop playing the shit, and the songs was everywhere, and they was fire, and we all knew they was hot, it took forever for the club to start playing the shit. You know what I'm saying? Because they waiting for the numbers to catch up for them to say, okay, I approve. That's annoying. That's like, get on it. You know what I'm saying? And also, like you were saying, you know what I'm saying, something that just dropped that everybody that was highly anticipated, find out the hottest shit and play that shit as soon as possible. Stop fucking around.
Records drop on Friday now.
Clubs are afraid to start putting people on,
which means that I should be able to go to the club to hear the premiere type shit.
Facts.
I feel like there's like a lot of politics involved with that, but I also feel like, how could a record label know, or anybody know or care that Vinyl played Drake's new album from an aux cord, at 1:00 in the morning?
Right.
Like, who cares? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're not gonna no one's gonna the record label's not gonna sue your freaking nightclub because you played some music on the aux. So, like, no one cares.
Bro, just keep it bumping. Play the new shit. Stop fucking around. Because that new money, that Z Money Bitcoin is hard.
Hell yeah.
Literally, shouts out Bahari, because he was like, I'm gonna put you on. He put it on Facebook. I was like, I'm gonna look into it right now. And he did not lie.
That's the homie, man. Shouts out to Ethernet, man. You guys gotta check out, a Scorpio and a podcast. That's 2
Scorpios and a podcast. Yeah, shouts out to the Ether Network.
But yeah, and there's other songs like playing, and there's like songs for the hoes that need to be played too. That Doja Cat move. If you play that in the club,
that go up in the club.
That will go hard.
That would go up in the club.
That would be
no
so
bullshit.
Much fun, bro. And I think that she, while she may have like some weird politics, I feel like that she may have something coming. Like, I don't think she destroyed her career.
I don't think so either, especially because she's talented. I think she needs to learn from. So what was it again? I'm trying to remember what exactly happened this time around.
So basically, she had said like 2 things that I remember. She said she made that one remark that was like, I only date white boys or whatever, or something like that, which had everyone who was all the black men who were thirsting over her like, what? But then, but she actually tweeted, like, yo, so what? I said the F word. I said the F word 1,000,000 times. Like, that doesn't make me a homophobe or something like that.
Yeah, that comes from not having media training. That's the one problem with the fact that you can get yourself famous nowadays, is you can get yourself famous and fuck it up very fast. Exactly. Or you can get yourself famous and not receive any help along the way, saying you don't need it, or you know what I'm saying, maybe you just never get it. And then you know what I'm saying, you end up like Azalea, who is just like, everybody's always wondering who is in your corner, who is telling you not to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think that was career destroying. And if it was, that'd be fucked up, considering how many males in the same industry say whatever they want and still have careers, or still advance and like still go pretty far. So yeah, like Offset. So I don't think she destroyed her career. And you know what I'm saying, I think it was stupid what she said. It was still stupid, both of them. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think it's career destroying. And I hope it's not. I hope she can learn from what she was saying. I hope she can learn from the backlash. I hope she can grow, especially because she's talented. And nobody wants to see a talented person, you know, just fuck up and leave. I'm not for the cancel culture so much right now, because it just kind of seems to be a cop out. Yeah. You know, and it's just like, these motherfuckers want to cancel everybody.
Dude, I mean, like, I'm just over it, bro. Like, I mean, I don't know if anybody even knows, bro, but listen, I'll say it right here on the podcast, bro. I'll say it to everybody who knows, man. The only shit I fuck with now is TCO, man. It's this Black Mafia. That's the only thing I care about right now. You don't see me at no protests. You don't see me, you know, being all woke. All I do is try to make content with my bros and just try to get this paper, and that's it. Because everything has evolved into something that I just can't get behind, man. It's because it's all about cloud and who's getting canceled over here, and you know, it's just nothing's really that genuine anymore, bro. So it's like, all I want to do is like focus on our content and just keep it moving, bro. Because I mean, what else is there but your family at the end of the day, bro?
That's a fact.
And I mean, speaking of that, bro, to tell some of these people, we have a lot of things in the works. We always planning, always plotting, but you know, we've been starting some stuff you know, on the ground right now.
Right. So I mean, this is episode 3 of the TCO On Air podcast, and we still plan to use the platform that is TCO On Air to put people on to exclusive music and potentially exclusive music videos and content like that. But we also are in the process of just launching Fit Brigade, which will be our media outlet for all things fashion. Tagline every week is Fashion Week. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to not necessarily... Listen, we care about fashion. That's one of the many facets of the company. You know what I'm saying? So it's about time we get, put all our ducks in a row and start presenting to y'all fits. We're going to be fit watching. I'm going to be literally, if I run into somebody with a dope fit, I'm going to be literally taking flicks with them on spot, on the fly, and posting them. We're going to be talking shit about the worst fits of 2018 by the end of, on the first of the year. We're also going to wrap up the year with best and worst fits of the year. You know what I'm saying? So you can follow TCO Fit Brigade on Instagram and Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Send us your worst fits, send us your best fits, and be looking out for the special sauce interviews. We just put the first one up, and with the release of this podcast is when I'm going to start the promo for the special sauce interviews. I interviewed a nice young lady named Rachel Bird. I'm going to be interviewing people with unique styles, and those written interviews accompanied by some dope photos, some dope ass photos of some of their favorite fits that really show off what they're about. So keep an eye out for the special sauce interviews. And again, follow TCO Fit Brigade on Instagram and Twitter, and keep an eye out for the fits. I'm gonna be posting my fits, your fits, all fits. You know what I'm saying? We'll outfits, in fits. For real, no. So I'm happy with that. I'm excited for that because, like I said, we've all cared about the fashion, about that fashion shit. You know what I'm saying? That's a big part of what we do. Also, just with that, shouts out to what's his name, Lee, for wearing Rain in the music video.
Oh yeah, Lee Paris. Shouts out Lee Paris, man.
Shouts out Rain. You know what I'm saying? Lewis is in Florida right now, but Rain is in our hearts. I got the brand new, you know what I'm saying, the Japanese work jacket with the red stitching, the red seams right here. I got that on right now. So shouts out Rain. Hit up Rain Designs. We're gonna be posting a lot about that on Fit Brigade as well.
Yeah, I mean TCO on there, Fit Brigade, you know, the Media Banana. I've been doing that. You know, I've been doing my thing, trying to get the reviews out there. I got a new review up with the Saw Baby. You know, just talking about, you know, the influence of Young Thug and,
right,
you know, just some of the things that are going on in Atlanta right now. I'm thinking about reviewing that new No Name tape. Do you remember No Name Gypsy? She was.
I can't forget No Name. Chance put me on a No Name.
Yeah, she had an album drop last year.
One of the most soothing voices in the game.
Yeah, our girl Ray Ray was released that record, and her new album just dropped last week. So I might review that. But really, I'm about to talk about this new Brockhampton because after they had quite a turbulent last year with, you know, them kicking out one of their members because, you know, he got Me Too. They were calling him a rapist and all this shit. So I'm gonna review like how that affected the album and how I feel about that. But, you know, it's the Media Banana. You know, we got TCO on air, TCO Fit Brigade. And, you know, we'll just keep it on the lookout. We're about to do some more events IRL as well. You know, we do this for the rock, man. It's the ROCs 585, man. It's TCO, and we are on there. I'm Slick Shola.
I'm Sentai Gold, and like you said, we are on air.